Good evening and welcome to round 3 of the Sunday Night League Racing. Today we are Yamagiwa number 2, set in Japan. Qualifying will begin at 10 minutes past 7. Not long now and we should get qualifying underway. I believe we're only about a minute out. Just waiting to make sure that all the drivers are ready to proceed and we should be good to go. Well then, hello and welcome to round 3 of the Sunday Night League Championship. Today we are at the Yamagiwa circuit, a fictional circuit found in the world of Gran Turismo. This 3-mile long track makes up 15 corners and is most notable for its numerous turns of varying radii. Rather interesting fact as we go along on board, you'll note that a number of the... Oh, we appear to be having a bit of a glitch with Mika in the pits. Hopefully we can get that sorted out. You'll notice that as the drivers go round, although, having said that, I think a number of the drivers are actually struggling to make it out of the pits. Yes, the drivers are now being instructed to exit, and they will have to rejoin. That may mean closing the lobby and reopening it. This does happen from time to time, so don't worry too much. We should be underway very shortly, with any luck. Yes, indeed. So the lobby is open. We'll just wait for it to be reopened and then we'll dive straight back in. Apologies for the technical difficulties there. Here we have a rather sneak peek at Little's GP, apparently doing some behind-the-scenes practice whilst we have the Porsche Cup ahead of the Formula X race, which starts at 8 o'clock. Whilst we wait for this, why don't we have a look at the championship tables. After the second race from last week, in first for the Porsche Cup, we have Rob on the drums with 49 points. In second, joint second rather, we have Timmy and GT Racer with 31 points. In third is RTG Zanspeed with 30 points. Jacko next with 27. VRC Daz with 25. Yokas with 22. Cthulhu with 20. Down in ninth we've got OKC Ranger with 19. I'm Stupid with 18. MFC Doors with 14. Lays One Star with 10. Mika with 8. Digital Blasphemy with 6. And finally we have Flashman with 5 points. Please don't be confused, this is the Porsche Cup, this is not the Formula X. This just happens to be the car that I'm currently racing at the moment. A livery of my own design. Humble brag, in case you are wondering. Okay then, let's see if drivers are able to exit the pit this time. It would appear yes, yes they can indeed. Little flash from Jacko there. So we just make sure that everyone is able to leave the pits, and then I believe we'll jump straight into qualifying. Just as a recap for those who maybe missed last race, the race was won by Zanspeed. First with Rob on the drums in second and Cthulhu in third. Quite a high speed track this one is, with some moments of complexity. The different long sweeping corners have different radii across the track. And if you pay close attention, you'll note that just before each of the corners, or as this is the reverse grid, being track 2, here you can see on board, you've got the actual measurement of the radii written in yellow across the track. Just a little fun fact for you. So jumping straight into qualifying. No comments from the stewards this race. We had a number of them being told to be careful going into turn 1 last race, but no such on this occasion. Quite a wide track, should be plenty of opportunity for overtaking, with many a high speed corner, but also some more complicated corners thrown in just for good measure. It would appear there might be a pit glitch again. Who have we got stuck in the pit at the moment? Let's take a look. We have, Yokas stuck in the pits. Now, given that everybody else was able to leave the pits, it may be, rather than resetting the lobby, it could just be Yokas that needs to leave and come back in again. Our drivers are being told to exit and restart. Well, this is certainly turning out to be a very eventful race this evening. We've been fortunate with the first 2 races that we didn't have such technical difficulties, but as with all GT Sport, it's difficult to avoid this. It does crop up every now and again, so become a bit of a normal order of things. So please do bear with us as we try and resolve this little technical difficulty. Only 9 tracks left of the season. after this race. So today we are at the Yamagiwa 2? Yamagiwa? I think it's Yamagiwa. Next week we'll have Spa, followed the week after by Tokyo, the South Inner Loop. No rainy races yet, but week after that we have Sunqua, B to be precise, Autopolis, the short version after that. Well, the weather's looking a bit cloudy for that one. Blue Moon Speedway with the infield loop there, so not just the oval track. Then round 9 brings us to the Nürburgring, the GP variant of it. Round 10 is Monza without the chicane. Round 11, Circuit de la Sarthe with the chicanes. That's Le Mans to you and me. And then finally, the season finale will be at Suzuka. Weather looking alright for the time being. So once again, apologies for the delay to today's race. We are having a number of difficulties where some of the drivers are not able to leave the pits. This may set back the start time of this race, but hopefully we'll be able to make sure that the Super Formula X race does start at 8 o'clock, but there could be a knock-on effect. We'll have to wait and see. So once again, we'll just join into the host's room and see whether or not this has resolved itself. If not, you might need to talk to the stewards and see what the protocol is for how to approach this race. So, once again, right, well it appears Rob on the drums is able to leave the pits, so we'll see. And Yokas is able to this time, which is good. He wasn't able to before. Now let's wait and see if any of the other drivers share the same issue. Fingers crossed they don't, then we can get this underway. So three drivers rather, still, nope, back to 2, Flashman's heading out. 2 drivers left in the pits, Sandspeed and MFC Doors. Let's go on board with Yokas. Just as a refresher, the qualifying hasn't started yet. This will just be considered additional practice for all the drivers. Drivers being told that if they do glitch this time round, they will just be put to the back of the grid. One driver who may be at the back of the grid regardless is I Am Stupid, who is carrying a 10-second penalty in the Porsche Cup for chatting during qualifying last week. I doubt there'll be any of the drivers that are more than 10 seconds behind, so more or less a guarantee that I'm Super will start at the back. But we shall see. Right, it appears that all the drivers are ready. And we should finally be able to get underway with the qualifying. Excuse me. Okay, qualifying has begun and drivers are able to leave the pits. We'll just go jump on board with Zan Speed, make sure they're able to. And the others. So who have we got left in the pits? MSC Doors and I am Stupid heading out. MFC Doors also heading out. Wonderful. Well, it appears we're finally underway. Apologies to everyone online watching for the delay to the start. Hopefully we should be back into the normal running order of things. How about we go on board with Maleuven. So this is turn 15, a long corner. You can take this flat out if you try and stay within where the tarmac is on the track. There is enough grip. If you start straying outside of that, it could get a bit difficult to keep the accelerator down. You may just have to lift off. So on to the first flying lap, we have Maleuven. One of the trickier corners on the circuit here. Having to just cut both apexes just right. Cutting the first one too much could upset you quite a bit for the second and really offset that car, which you don't want to happen. So as mentioned, just as we go over the 35R there, this is the reverse grid, but if you were going the opposite way, the correct way around the track, that would read out 35R, which stands for the radius of that corner, that banked corner. You'll notice that a number of the other corners, the other radii corners, also have this coming up to the entry of each of them. So once again we have here the 135. The chicane here, some refer to as the death chicane. You can take the first corner flat out, but the second one you just want to lift off a little bit, unless you're feeling brave enough, because you could send the car flying off in any which way direction. It's a lovely DHL livery we have on board here with Maleuven. So first across the line, laying down the gauntlet, we have a 134.1. Very nicely done. But can anyone go faster? Just as a reminder that there's no overtaking during qualifying unless the driver in front of you gives clear indication that you can go around. So drivers will want to try and keep in some sort of clean air. At the same time, being a high-speed circuit, it can be beneficial to have somebody pushing the air out in front of you, just punching a hole through the air. So everyone is across the line, and the fastest lap we have out is Maleuven staying up in first, a 134.1. GT racer we have in second with a 1:34.6. Only half a second in it. VRC Daz in third at the moment with a 1:36, almost dead. I'm stupid again with a 1:36. Although that will, my apologies on what I said earlier, the 10-second penalty will be applied during the race, not during qualifying. So I Am Stupid will start wherever they qualify, and the 10-second penalty will be placed at the end of the race. So Yokas at the moment in fifth with a 1:37. Flashman in sixth with a 1:37 as well. 1:37.4. 1:37.8 is OKC Ranger. Dawes with a 1:39. Mika with a 1:39.5. Roblin Drums down quite low with a 1:49. Though still out on the still on their outlap. Must have waited for a lot of the traffic to clear to find a free space. And then we have Zan Speed also on an outlap. I'll say both Roblin Drums and Zan Speed did very well in the last race. It's odd to see them so far down the griddle, but given that they're on the outlap, that makes perfect sense. Ooh, Maluvin having a little bit of a squiggle there. Let's go back, see if we can have a look on board. Just clips that first apex a bit too much. It upsets the car and sends it off into the wall. That won't have done their chances at pole any good, but at the moment they do have half a second between them and GT Racer, so they may not have to worry too much about it. Although a number of the drivers could squeeze in a couple more laps with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of qualifying. Now let's see what lap times we can get going across the start-finish line now. Probably be a lot slower than before. Yeah, it's a 1:45 there. That's significant time delay. But GT Racer, can they go any faster? Afraid not. That's a 1:34.7. Oh, a little bit of a bump coming out of the pit lane there. I think maybe they just tried to avoid. Yeah, fortunately the other driver, VRC Daz, did move out of the way for that one, but there was a little bit of hesitancy and they just moved out of the way. So, has anyone done better? Rob on the drums going a bit faster, 1:35.6. Does just get overtaken by VRC Daz, I believe. No, Zan Speed shoots up to second place there with a 1:34.2. Only 0.15 of a second off of Maluvin. So we'll see how this goes. Very nice livery there with a Vodafone red. So can Rob on the drums do a little bit better? Try and shave off another second or two. Just under the 2-minute mark left of qualifying. At the moment, Maluvin, having set fastest lap on lap 2, has held out in front. They are into the pits though. I suspect with the weight removed from burning all that fuel, they may be able to pull quite a bit of a faster lap time with some fresh supers. So we'll keep an eye out, see if any of the other drivers are able to pull the same move. I'm not too sure. They may have left that too late. Only a minute left of qualifying and they're on their outlap. They may not make it across the line in time to be able to set that flyer. I think they came in just one lap too late. Oh, we've got GT Racer here who seems to have had an off. Interesting, they've gone wide on that corner and gone into the grass. They seem to have slowed down just a little bit. They've been blue flagged. That'll be why they're off into the grass. They've been blue flagged for a faster driver behind them to give way, and have kindly gone for a little picnic, shall we say. Just moving out the way. That's fine. GT Racer does start in 3rd place. So, on board with Maluvin, can they get across the start-finish line in the next 5 seconds? I'm not sure they're going to be able to make it. No, they do not. So 3 minutes left on the clock here, but I do believe qualifying has now finished. They do keep 1st position though. Oh, a little bit of a fiasco going on there at the moment. So at the end of this qualifying, we have Maluvin in 1st on pole with a 1:34.1, set that on lap 2, and nobody seemed to go better. Zanspeed in 2nd with a 1:34.2, GT Racer in 3rd. Not sure what their time was, unfortunately. Followed by VRC Daz, OKC Ranger, Rob on the drums, Yokas in 7th, I'm Stupid in 8th, MFC Doors in 9th, Flashman in 10th, and Mika in 11th. So we'll just wait for qualifying to be finished and for the stewards to write their notes down. The race will start shortly after it, but the race drivers are instructed to leave the race as a dummy grid will be set up. The first 3 drivers, so though Maluvin, Zanspeed and GT Racer, will be moved to the back of the grid, meaning that VRC Daz in 4th will start at the front of the grid in the race. Maluvin will move down to 11th position, Zanspeed into 10th, and GT Racer into 9th. It would appear that Jacko has left the lobby and rejoined, but they were told to do this by the stewards. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not sure why they've been asked to leave and rejoin, but they're back in again. Perhaps they were glitching. We've had quite a bit of that. Quite a bit of that this race. Just waiting on the stewards now to give us the all clear, and we'll wait the last 50 seconds before the race starts. And then hopefully we don't have too many drivers thinking it's the actual race and going off and tearing off into the distance before realising that nobody is challenging them, as they'll need to jump back out and come back in again. Just as a refresher for those of you who maybe haven't seen any of our races previously, or those of you that might have forgotten, the tyre strategy is open to all drivers. They can pick from any of the supers, the softs, the mediums and the hards. However, if they do pit during the race, they cannot put back on the same tyre compound. So if they started on the softs and they came in for a pit, they aren't allowed to put the softs back on again. They need to pick another tyre compound. So once again, it's not the official race start just yet. Drivers will be asked to leave and rejoin whilst a dummy grid is set up. But it does mean that Daz will start at the front of the grid, OKC Ranger will start in 2nd, Rob on the drums in 3rd, Yokas in 4th, with I Am Stupid in 5th. Maluvin, Zanspeed, GT Racer will be at the back of the grid. Let's get rid of these names. Well, there's a few false starts there. They don't want to be doing that in the real race. Drivers should be asked to leave the grid. And there we go. Just waiting on Mika, who is still on the grid. Hey, there we go. just wait for all the drivers to re-enter into the room and for the dummy grid to be set up. Let's go for some spectating, shall we please? Not sure if these drivers are going to be able to get a full lap in, let alone a flyer, as it shouldn't take too long to set up the dummy grid. We'll just stay on board at the moment whilst we wait. A number of the drivers are staying in the pits, although a little bit of practice never hurt anybody. The corner that Maluvin is just coming up to now, as we come down the straight, is where on the next track we will see where we move from one track to the next. So we'll be going from the Yamagiwa and the Miyabi track, that's for the Super Formulas, and they do split off, I believe, at turn. Check my notes. I do believe turn 5. Turn 7 even. Okay, drivers are ready, so we should be good to start the race. We are a little bit delayed, I'm afraid. The race start should have been at 7:20. Welcome to the Kyoto driving part, Yamagiwa 2 track for round 3 of the Sunday Night League racing. On pole we have VRC Daz in second with Ranger. Third we have Rob on the drums, Yokas in fourth. Fifth, I Am Stupid. Let's get some of these racing lines ahead up here. So we're just waiting for the lights to go out. There is a false start, so we'll see if any of the drivers... And we're underway. Go, go, go! So, heading off, great start from VRC Daz there. OK Ranger falling in behind. Not quite the tail that seems to be unchallenged going into the first corner, although we do see Yokas and Rob on the drums. Ooh, a little bit of a car going off there in the distance. Oh, we've got even more cars going off in the distance. What is going on here? Got some crashing going on. So looking at I Am Stupid here, I believe was one of the cars that went off. So running wide there, just gets a wheel on the grass. A number of drivers, oh, gets cut across by doors, sent off into the grass again, comes back on the track, maybe a bit unsafely, and just collides with a number of other drivers. Having to come back again, the drivers seemingly getting back on track and away and underway with the rest of the race. But that certainly would have cost a number of drivers a few positions. So we'll see whether any of them have actually managed to make up additional positions. Who have we got here at the back of the grid? VRC Daz still up in first, OK Ranger in second, Rob the Drums in third. Ooh, cutting a bit of the corner there, Ranger. Maybe carrying a bit too much speed. We have got one of the drivers seems to have fallen very far behind. Daz not doing a great, sticking a wheel on the grass there. It's not what he wants to be doing. He's now left himself susceptible to Ranger, who's right on his tail. So we'll go on board Ranger having a little bit of a look in, just nudging the rear bumper of Daz there, but he manages to hold on very nicely. He's not going to let this position slip by him too much. We've got another race, another race going on for third behind between MFC Doors and Rob on the drums. MFC Doors managing to just get past Rob on the drums, who was previously in third. So we go back out. There's a little bit of a change up in the midfield following that collision. Might need to go to the stewards afterwards to have that investigated. Oh, okay, Ranger goes a bit wide there. Takes too much speed into the first corner of the chicane and just runs wild, sending himself back to 5th position, which leaves MFC Doors up into 2nd. This does give a whole 2.2 second clearance between 2nd and 1st. Daz will be enjoying this, giving a little bit of breathing space. But Doors is under fire from Rob on the drums, very, very close behind. So will he try and go for a bit of an overtake here? No, he's just falling a little bit behind, being attacked in the back by Zan Speed, who seems to have made up a number of positions and goes deep, makes it stick, and overtakes Rob on the drums, falling back now into 4th position. That was an incredible overtake from Zan Speed there. Managed to get the inside line and just broke that little bit later and nabbed position 3. So, VRC Daz, after 3 laps, almost 3 seconds ahead of 2nd place, with MSV Doors in 2nd, Zan Speed in 3rd, and Rob on the drums in 4th, all battling for 2nd place. Can we see another position change here? Zan Speed is going down the outside of MFC Doors, doesn't quite make it stick. Zan Speed goes a little bit deep. No, but he does. What a brilliant overtake. Let's have a look at that again. So, Doors manages to hold the inside line, but goes a little bit too deep. It's slow out of the corner, and Zan Speed takes full advantage of it and takes position up into 2nd place. I'm afraid Mika's game has crashed. Rob on the drums has somehow taken a position back from MFC Doors. Managing to coast along there, hugging the outside lane, which gives him the inside on the next corner of the chicane, and just says thank you very much, and takes it off of MFC Doors. Falling a little bit behind here, Doors. Down into 4th place, was previously running up in 2nd. So we'll see VRC Daz at the front with 3.2 second lead, Zan Speed in 2nd, Rob on the drums in 3rd, MFC Doors in 4th, OKC Ranger very close behind. Are they going to go for a move? They do indeed go for a move and take that position from Doors. However, they do run very deep on that, trying to take that position and lose it again back to Doors. And now they've come under fire from GT Racer, who is right on the bumper of Doors. Having a look here. Ooh, we've got quite the battle for 5th position here, although all these drivers are very, very close together. It could just be a very, very long battle for 2nd place. There's not a lot of gap between each of them. Ooh. Maluvin just trying to have a look in, see which way around they can get Ranger. Can they get through on the chicane here, try and nab the inside line on the 2nd chicane, and they do. It's a common overtake for a number of drivers here, going on the outside for the 1st corner of the chicane, but it takes them. Not so much of a chicane actually, it's more of a little kink in the road. Here we have the chicane. Getting mixed up which corners going on here, but they've made the position stick. Ooh, GT Racer taking quite a bit of grass there. Ooh, and subsequently getting the back end of the car out around turn 15 and onto the straight. So let's have a look at the front of the grid. Still in 1st we have VRC Daz. That gap is coming down now. It was 3.2, now 2.8 seconds. So Zan Speed is catching up. Zan Speed's lost lap was a 1:35.3, VRC Daz was a 1:35.7, so Zansby going just that little bit quicker to try and catch them. We're only on lap 5 of 14, so still plenty of the race left. Could be catching up, having just set another best sector. Rob on the drums, we've got in 3rd position, doing very well to get moved back up the grids after quite a fierce battle for 3rd position. MFC Doors in 4th. Seemingly things seem to have cooled down around Doors now. There was a lot of position changes not a few laps back. Maluvin in 5th. GT Ranger seems to have fallen a little bit behind Maluvin. Quite a distance there, 2.3 seconds, but they've got GT Racer right on their tail. Jekko down in 8th, but Yokas on the back of them. Is Yokas going to try and go for this move that a lot of drivers seem to be doing, where they do the outside line and go for the inside? No, it doesn't seem to make it stick, so stays down in 9th Yokas. But we are taking a lot of the Armco with them there. Sparks flying. So certainly pushing that car, trying to get that position back again. Ooh, cutting a lot of corner there. He's really upset that car. Doesn't like going that much off-road. May need to look at not cutting that corner so much. He's taking a lot of grass using the bumpers, using the the word escapes me now. The red and the white bits to the full advantage. Maybe taking a bit too many liberties with them and getting too wide and onto the grass. So we've got Flashman down in 10th, Mika in 11th, and I am stupid in 12th. Falling far behind after having a number of collisions early on in the race. We'll see if they're able to make up any of the time. See if they can do something with their pitch strategy. Maybe they might be able to claw back a couple of positions. As I mentioned, we're only on lap 6 of 14, so just under halfway. There is still time. Looks like we do have still the battle for 3rd position going on here. These three haven't left each other alone. Rob on the drums, Doors and Maluvin. Can any of them take the position? Oh, Maluvin going off the track just a little bit. A lot of grass taking there, getting a little bit squirrely from Rob on the drums. He's gonna lost a bit of speed through there, which won't want to do. Ooh, Maluvin takes into 4th position as Doors goes a little bit wide coming through the last corner there onto the main straight. Doors giving Maluvin just a little bit of a nudge, taking that position back again. Rob on the drums is probably sweating, hoping that these two can maybe have a bit of a dispatch themselves and resolve the argument elsewhere and put some distance between him and them. Holding on very nicely to 3rd position here, Rob on the drums. Both Doors and Maluvin getting the back end out, just going over the curbs there. I see, I remember the word now. Maluvin just trying to have a look on the inside there as Doors goes a little bit wide, but not wide enough to allow them through. Just looking in the background here, we've got GT Racer and Yokas. No, sorry, Ranger and GT Racer. Only 1.5 seconds between them, so we'll keep an eye maybe on those two. Might be able to catch up and see where they get to. 3 abreast into the corner here, almost having a bit of an off. Doors and Maluvin just swapping positions like there's no tomorrow. Oh, I can't seem to change camera view. Ooh, Doors just gets a bit too much of the corner there. Cuts it quite a bit, gets the grass, goes wide. No! Wide into 15, hits the wall and spins. What a tragic corner there. What's gone on here? So they've just hit the apex a bit too much, taken too much out there, hit the grass, gone too deep, braking, trying to outbrake Maluvin to keep that position, run off the corner on turn 15 and hit the wall, setting them back quite a number of places. but everyone's back into the pit, so they may be able to bring this back. They've only fallen down to 7th position at the moment. They were running up in that battle for 3rd. VRC Daz still out in 1st, having maybe come in for the pits quite early. It looks like they got some fresh supers on. But it has meant that Yokas and Zan Speed are right behind them. Yokas is running on some quarter-worn, half-worn softs, so they will need to be pitting very soon. But Zan Speed on the much fresher softs takes the inside line, makes it stick, and moves up into 2nd position, right behind VRC Daz. So Daz enjoying that comfortable lead they had previously of about 3 seconds, now being eaten up significantly and is worked down to about 0.2 of a second. Will we see Zan Speed overtake Daz in this next lap? Going for the outside line here to try and get that inside. A lot of drivers have managed to make it stick. Can Zan Speed make it stick? I think they do, as Daz goes just a little bit wide around the corner. Ooh, just bumps the back of Zan Speed coming out. But the two are right abreast coming into the double chicane. Daz manages to get the inside line. Quite a lot of bumping going on there between the two drivers. Zan Speed having to take a lot of grass to keep on track, but manages to keep onto 1st position. Daz only half a second behind, and they're going to want to try and keep that position. Daz is on the super softs though, so that little bit more grip might be able to use it to their advantage compared to the softs of Zan Speed. They will wear a lot quicker, so he'll want to get that position back as soon as possible and try and put as much gap between him and Zan Speed and really utilize the additional grip that the supers have over the softs. Doesn't look to falling back to 0.6 and 0.5 of a second. Holding very closely onto the back of Zan Speed, not letting them go anywhere. So after the first lot of pits on lap 9, we have in 1st place Zan Speed, Daz in 2nd, Rob on the drums still up in 3rd, Maluvin in 4th, OKC Ranger in 5th, GT Racer in 6th, MFC Doors down in 7th, and I'm Stupid in 8th. MFC Doors was battling for 3rd, so certainly has the pace to get up there. We'll see if they manage to make those positions back again. At the moment, Zan Speed does look to be pulling away from Daz. Opening the gap up now to 0.8 of a second, setting a personal best fastest lap sector through here. Although the fastest lap at the moment is owned by I'm Stupid, down in 7th with a 1:34.9. So we'll see, just stay on board with Zan Speed to see if they can go that little bit faster and take that fastest lap away with these fresh new tyres. So 1:34.9 to beat, and they come across the line with a 1:34.1, taking that fastest lap very nicely, shaving off 0.8 of a second. The gap between 1st and 2nd now up to 1.1 of a second. Let's have a look back to Rob on the drums and Maluvin, who were very closely matched before going into the pits, but the pits seem to have created a bit more of a separation now, put 2.2 of a second between them. Let's have a little bit look down the further down the track. We've got OK Ranger and DC's GT Racer, both having a look in on each other, but they do spy Yokas and Jekko very closely matched here. Jekko all over the back of Yokas' car, getting quite a lot of speed out of that corner. Will it be enough coming down into this hairpin? No, Yokas keeps the inside line. Jekko maybe going a little bit wide, scrubbing off more speed than they would have wanted to, and has lost quite a few seconds. Jekko, sorry, losing quite a bit of seconds between them and Yokas. Gap now open to 0.7 of a second. 1.5 second gap, 1.6 second gap now between Zan Speed and Daz. So Zan Speed is just tearing away from Daz, who was enjoying 1st for a good half of this race. But there is a 5.6 second difference between Daz and Rob on the drums, so if Daz can keep those tyres alive and see them to the end of the race, only 3 laps left, that could be 2nd in the bag, which will do his championship points a world of good. So Maluvin tracking down Rob on the drums here. Maluvin on the super softs. Same with Rob on the drums, both of them on the super softs, although Maluvin's ones are a little bit more worn. I'm stupid into the pits I just saw there. Will Maluvin be able to pull off a move to take that podium position away from Rob on the drums before the end of the race? These two have been battling for third position the whole way through. They did have Dawes in with them on the action for quite a bit of it before. Ooh, getting very wide and taking the grass with them. That's not going to do Maluvin any heap of wonder, trying to catch back up to Rob on the drums, now opening that gap up to 1 second. So Dawes was challenging these two for that third position, but Dawes is now down in 10th and battling with Flashman, who goes a little bit wide. My apologies, sorry, getting the wrong names there. That was Jekko and Flashman. Dawes is down in 10th, it would seem. But it does mean that Flashman has managed to make it through, as Jekko just went a bit wide there and took some of the grass with them. So looking at the track map, a lot of the drivers now starting to get spread out. So we'll just stay on board with these two, see if we can get that position change, see if Jekko can get that position back again. Ooh, goes for the inside line to try and push. Ooh, was that a little bit of a nudge there with Jekko and the Flashman? But Flashman manages to keep it running down to abreast into turn 1. Flashman takes the inside line, brakes quite heavily, I think, there, scrubbing too much speed off, and Jekko just takes that position right back again. Jekko going a little bit squirrely into that second corner there. Puts a wheel on the grass and just loses a ton of speed, allowing Flashman back through again. Can Flashman try and keep it on the tarmac this time and put as much distance between the two of them? Gap open up to 0.6 of a second there. Ooh, Jekko just taking that a little bit wide, getting the back end out. Although having said that, Flashman looking up ahead on the road, taking more grass, certainly won't need the gardener around. The amount of grass that's been shaved off here. So let's look back up the track to see whether there's any position changes. We've still got Rob on the drums in third, but Maluvin is not letting that go and is caught right back up again and is right on the tail of Rob on the drums. Can they take the inside line? Yes, they do. Can they make it stick though? Nicely done from Maluvin there. Taking that third position from Rob on the drums on lap 13. Just needs to keep a hold of that for another lap and a bit. Not gonna do that. Really pushing the cars here, taking maybe too much speed into that first corner of the chicane. Could have lost it there, but they managed to make it, managed to keep hold of position 3. So we'll see if Rob on the drums can try and fight for that position back again. Do bearing in mind that no, both of them do seem to be on equal tyre deg with their supers. So it's anything to play for at the moment. Rob on the drums just needs to keep the back of Maluvin's car in sight. Let's have a little bit more look down the track. So GT Racer on the back of OK Ranger. Once again, both of these two on the supers, taking a much wider line through that corner. GT Racer there. Maybe I'll give them a bit more of corner speed as they come onto this straight before the chicane. Doesn't seem like they've managed to keep up enough speed to get onto the back of, ooh, cutting that corner a little bit wide, a little bit too much, getting squirrely, but holds onto it. Enough speed though to get out of this corner and be right on the back of AK Ranger. Let's go on board. Can they make any any moves going into the first corner here. GT Racer, OK Ranger, sorry, covering that inside line very nicely. As we're on the final lap now, we're going to see any brave, daring attempts from GT Racer on OK Ranger. Ooh, shutting the door, getting a little bit of a nudge there, but it doesn't seem to have upset either of the cars. GT Racer maybe lost a little bit of speed, not what they would have wanted. Very different lines taking here, with OK Ranger driving perhaps a bit more defensively. Try and keep that position. So going back out, we'll see if they manage to, but let's go back to first position. So first place coming across the line, we have Zan Speed. Nicely done. And then in second we have Daz. Great race from there, was leading for the first half of the race, and I think the pit stops just upset him a little, and Zanspeed was able to take it away from him. Third place after much of a battle, we have Maluvin, followed very closely by Rob on the drums. So we'll see if GT Racer has managed to get past OKC Ranger. Can we go back and have a look at that overtake? So we've got GT Ranger just behind. Oh, OK Ranger takes a bit of grass, trying to cut that corner too much, and GT Racer says thank you very much. Taking 5th position. Very nicely done. So OK Ranger in 6th position, Yokas in 7th, Flashman in 8th, Jekko crosses the line in 9th, Doors down in 10th. Be a little bit disappointed with that after such a great race and battle for 3rd. I'm Stupid in 11th. They will be carrying a 10-second penalty, but unfortunately Mika is about 25 seconds behind, so I'm Stupid will hold on to that 11th place, with Mika bringing up the rear, down in 12th. What a great race. Quite a few battles going on there for quite a long while, particularly that 3rd place. Could have been anyone's guess at that point. So let's have a look back at the results. Congratulations, first of all, to RTG Zan Speed for taking 1st place, and I believe they also got fastest lap. Let's have a look at these race results. So yeah, Zan Speed got the fastest lap with that 1:34.1 on those fresh supers, fresh softs even. Yeah, sorry, it was Daz that was on the supers. So quite a lot of pace from Zan Speed, finishing in 1st. In 2nd we have VRC Daz with Maluvin in 3rd, Rob on the drums in 4th, GT Racer in 5th, OKC Ranger in 6th after much of a battle, Yokas in 7th, Flashman in 8th, Jekko in 9th, MFC Doors in 10th, I Am Stupid in 11th, and GT87 Mika in 12th. Thank you all very much for the round 3 of the Porsche Cup. We'll be back with you very shortly for the Formula X race here at the Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa. Yamagiwa? I'll eventually know how to pronounce that. Thank you all very much. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you very, very shortly.